$16 million.
16 million. 16.1.
So Logan Paul has apparently sold his PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator card for a wild $16.5 million. And yeah, I said apparently because the whole bidding situation looks shaky. The energy around it feels staged, like it was built for hype more than anything else. And right on cue, he rolls out his latest business move where people can buy digital versions of gaming collectibles, because that always ends well, right?
What are we at? The current bid on the Illustrator, $12 million. No way. No way. No way. What? No way. No way.
He just wants to end it.
No way. No way, bro.
One more bid's the new record all time. 12.5 million.
No way.
A lot of people are saying this looks like a remix of the old liquid marketplace situation, and we all remember how messy that got. Back then, investors were left frustrated and trust took a hit. If you're still throwing money into projects tied to Logan, you might want to slow down and really think it through. To be fair, Logan did respond to the liquid marketplace accusations on Twitter and claimed refunds were issued. But when people started checking the numbers, many said they only received about 1% of what they originally put in, which raised even more eyebrows. That gap between what was promised and what was returned is what has critics fired up again.
Possible angle, and I concluded this is a 1-1.
Wow.
So if it truly is a 1-1,
Yeah.
it sits against all the other icons like the Mickey Mantle,
Indeed.
PSA 10, of which there's 3,
Indeed.
the Wagner 8.
Indeed.
If those cards sold today, I mean, you know better than anyone.
Yep.
I think they're 50 to 70 million personally.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, you did your diligence, bro.
So
Good for you.
I think this card's a $100 million card. It just depends on how long you want to wait. But I got to tell you, man, I mean, we're printing the money like crazy.
Yep.
And the currency is being fundamentally debased in these store of value assets like collectibles.
Yep.
There's a lot happening here, so let's break it down step by step. Last night, Logan officially announced the sale of his Pikachu PSA 10 Illustrator after what was described as a huge bidding war. And as this tweet says, "I'm no genius, but here are some signs you're overpaying as a buyer. The seller is smashing a gong, having a party, screaming 'No way, bro' at your offer." That line alone had people laughing and side-eyeing the whole thing. Because think about it, if the seller is basically celebrating like they just hit the lottery and saying they can't believe the price, that might be a clue. When someone looks shocked at how much you paid, it doesn't exactly scream fair market value. It feels more like hype doing the heavy lifting than pure collector demand. For context, Logan originally bought the card for an alleged $5 million back in 2021. And I say alleged because critics have questioned how those early numbers were presented.
We want to be first in line, so we're growing our wait list for users to get early access and to give back to the day one collectors who help us grow this thing. Top preferrers will climb the leaderboard to get rewarded with things like the holographic pull from this first edition heavy pack, a $30,000 base set unlimited box, and a PSA 9 first edition Lugia valued at roughly $7,000. Additionally, for every milestone of users that we hit, we'll do giveaways with the entire community with things like this crystallized Daniel Arsham Squirtle figure, multiple sets of base set packs, a first edition heavy pack, other great cards like Arcanine, Snorlax. You get the point. Awesome stuff, guys. My team and I are grinding 24/7 to bring this platform to life. So please tell your friends and get ready to rip it.
Some believe the big price tag was part of a strategy to boost attention and drive future value. After all, the main selling point of this card is that it's an Illustrator, which already carries serious prestige because of how limited it is. Still, some voices online are going hard, saying anything Logan touches turns messy. In their opinion, this whole situation feels off. One major claim floating around is that the card may have previously graded lower, possibly around an 8, and was resubmitted before landing the PSA 10 label. If that's true, people want answers. Then there's the centering. Collectors are pointing out that the borders don't look perfectly balanced, which is a key factor in grading. In high-end card collecting, small details make huge differences, and that's exactly why this sale has everyone debating so loudly. As Ms. GI said, this card at best should be an 8, and critics have even pulled up older photos to question how it was handled in the past. It was shown in random lifestyle pictures, sitting near greasy pizza boxes, worn with a headset, and posed in some pretty odd setups. Sure, it stayed inside a protective case, but still, for something this rare, people expect museum-level care. One collector compared it to owning a Ferrari, but treating it like a basic Honda, which says a lot. And then it sells for $16.5 million to a buyer who went on stream and told Logan he believes the card is worth $100 million. Just watch Logan's reaction when he hears that. Am I the only one who thinks Logan's reaction looked off? You'd think someone who performs in WWE would be better at selling the moment.
Anything Logan Paul's involved with, chat, is a scam. In my opinion, I think the dude is the biggest fraud that has ever happened in the history of America. The reason why this is a scam is because this Illustrator card, if you look at it, it's not a PSA Gem Mint 10. This is an 8 that Logan got regraded twice, that somehow got upgraded to a 10. And the centering on this is trash. It's not a 10. That's why this card is a fraud. If you get this regraded, not as Logan Paul, it's an 8, 8.5. It's not that good of a card. Every expert will tell you this is not that good of a card. But somehow Logan Paul somehow got a Gem Mint 10. It's bullshit.
The buyer is hyping the card up, saying it's a one of one and could be worth $100 million, and Logan is just standing there like, yeah, wow, oh my God, no way. It didn't even look natural. Meanwhile, the treasure hunter seemed completely calm, almost disconnected, like the deal was already sealed in his mind. Some viewers even pointed out that Ken Golden barely made eye contact and kept looking towards Logan the whole time. The body language had people talking. Online critics are claiming the vibe felt less like shock and more like disbelief that the deal actually went through. Now, to be clear, there's no proof of anything illegal, but people say the overall behavior during the bidding and the past liquid marketplace drama have made them suspicious. When the auction was happening, Twitter lit up with quote tweets because Logan's replies were turned off, which only added more tension. Shutting down comments during a heated moment never looks great. Some users also claimed they were blocked after asking questions. One quote tweet read, "Logan, you co-founded a company that sold tokenized ownership of this card. I was one of these owners. How are you going to take care of those transactions?" Another pointed out, Logan Paul bought a Pokémon card for $5.2 million, sold 51% of the card for $2.5 million, and that's where the real debate exploded. Yeah, we'll get into the ownership split stuff in a second, but for the past few years, critics say Logan has completely flipped the Pokémon card scene upside down. What used to be a chill hobby for longtime fans has turned into headline drama and massive price spikes.
So here's what's happening, and I'm telling you what's going on because I know people in this industry, chat. It's Logan and his gang went around the world in 80 days to everyone who's a Saudi prince and all these Saudi guys and told them how this is the new thing and everyone should be collecting this, and this is art, and this is the thing to invest in. So they went to all the Saudi people that he probably met from Jake, from all the boxing stuff, and he told them all to invest in Pokemon cards. And they are destroying the market. Not murdering, destroying them. Who can afford this? Who wants to buy a $150,000 Mewtwo? It's stupid. It's so dumb. He ruined it. If I can't buy this, why did this price go up 33% overnight? It's because Logan. It's because Logan is making it by telling all of his Saudi friends to buy it, and he's making this an impossible hobby to get into now. It's impossible. Why would Logan sell this card or care about this at all if he didn't, like, this was his baby, quote unquote, right, for years. He had this as his baby. This was all I saw about him was WWE and this, and that he owed people money. If this was really his baby, and he knew it was going to be worth $100 million, he wouldn't sell it. He'd be like, dude, this is just proof that the card company and card business is going to go up. He sold it for a reason. You got the bag. This miniature Hassan got the bag. And there's the worst two people you could ever do a deal with right in front of you. Golden and Logan Paul. And you bought an $18 million chain from them. You got scammed to hell. And they're just looking at you laughing. Golden's a scumbag from the dark depths of the ocean. And this guy can't even look at you. You got scammed so hard. He's looking at Logan like, is this for real? Did he really just give me $1.8 million? Logan's just like, right. He can't even do his WWE act on this guy. He's just like, holy.
For decades, people collected and traded cards because they loved the series, not because they thought it would turn into a high-stakes investment game. Then, around 2020, Logan jumped in, buying insanely expensive cards, filming every move, and turning rare collectibles into viral content. The spotlight got bigger, the prices shot up, and suddenly the whole space felt different. Some supporters argue that rising prices help collectors, and sure, on paper that sounds good, but others say it's artificial hype driven by attention, not organic demand. People also bring up the NFT era. Back in 2020, he reportedly bought an NFT for $600,000, and later years it was said to be worth a tiny fraction of that. That kind of boom and bust story makes collectors nervous. The fear is that the same pattern could hit Pokémon cards if prices are pushed too fast and too high. The big question is what happens to regular collectors if the hype cools off. I'll play another clip of Misfit explaining how this strategy builds massive attention and momentum around a single item, because that's where things really get interesting. Then there's the Treasure Zoo situation, where fans claim they lost huge amounts of money and were later promised refunds that many say never fully came through. That controversy is now tied up in court, which only adds more pressure. Around the same time, Logan had this PSA 10 illustrator listed on Liquid Marketplace, a platform he co-founded, where people could supposedly buy fractional ownership and even vote on what happens to the card. Here's where critics get loud. Users on the platform reportedly bought portions of the card totaling around $2.5 million, expecting shared ownership.
Write your check right now for $2.5 million. You have a deal?
Candidly, you guys aren't the only auction place.
I want to do the biggest Pokemon and TCG auction ever. I will give you a piece of every single thing that we sell in that auction. We'll make that lot number one. So if I have a $25 million auction and you're getting a piece of it, it's like a royalty, right? I mean, you know, it's free money.
I'd love to do business with you. I'm just saying, I think the deal needs to be sweet. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, since I know that you want cash now, what if you can walk out of here with a check for $1.5 million?
Okay. Me walking out of here with essentially would be an advance.
Yes.
Is appetizing. This particular piece means a lot to me. The 1.5 is nice, but we know his card's gonna sell for
Of course it's gonna go for more, yes.
So it may need to be a little higher.
What would make you happy walking out of here late with?
Today, right now.
Right now.
You will write the check right now.
Yes.
Got an expensive wedding. $3 million?
$3 million, I'll tell you what. What I can do and I can justify, write your check right now for $2.5 million. In fact,
This guy's crazy.
2.5 mil. You have a deal?
You are a crazy person.
I've been told that before.
I have to say, my heart tells me to do this deal with you, and so I will do the deal with you.
Great. Great.
Now give me that.
Later, Logan allegedly reacquired the card for about $250,000 based on the percentage that had actually been sold, which he says was around 5.4% for roughly $270,000 in 2022. That gap between expectations and outcomes is what sparked major backlash. After that, the card eventually sells for $16.5 million, and former platform users are left questioning what they really owned and whether they can access their funds. Some claim withdrawals have been difficult, and others say they've taken major losses. That frustration hasn't gone away. Logan responded on Twitter saying, "What an epic night. I'm truly grateful for the Pokemon community, Ken Golden, and my team for making last night a historic moment for the hobby." He also addressed concerns about the ownership history, stating that he initially planned to offer up to 51%, but ultimately only sold a small portion. Still, many critics believe the structure of the deal is what caused so much confusion and anger in the first place. Logan also stated that in 2024, he bought the card back for the same price it was previously sold for and made funds available for users to withdraw. According to him, those funds were accessible for about a year after being deposited into Liquid Marketplace accounts, and he says many fractional owners did withdraw during that window for reasons outside of his control. He also mentioned that users were notified by email about the updates. In the same statement, he congratulated the buyer, calling it an iconic purchase and saying the entire world would remember the moment. He described his time holding the card as bittersweet, but said he was proud to be a steward of one of the greatest collectibles for 5 years. Critics, however, feel that tone doesn't sit right, considering the ongoing frustration from past investors. Now, here's where people start breaking it down. Some are confused about why he refers to Liquid Marketplace in the third person when he has publicly said he's a co-founder. From their perspective, that makes him directly tied to how things were handled. They argue that celebrating a multi-million-dollar sale, while others claim they're still dealing with losses from CryptoZoo or Liquid Marketplace, feels disconnected. Another point of tension is this. Logan says only 5.4% of the card was sold on the platform, meaning it didn't fully sell out. But critics point out that Liquid Marketplace's social media previously suggested the offering was completed. That contradiction is what keeps the debate alive. Even Kavos on Twitter highlighted the response, saying Logan addressed the Liquid Marketplace scandal by focusing only on certain parts of the story, which fueled even more online reactions. Some users say they can log into the platform, but when they try to withdraw, they're only getting a tiny fraction of what they originally invested. One example floating around online claims a person put in $16,500 into Liquid Marketplace and was only able to withdraw about $150. If those numbers are accurate, that gap is massive and raises serious questions.
This is not money laundering. Tell me what the fuck is, because I haven't got a clue now. There is no way someone paid $16.4 million or £12.1 million for a frickin' Pokémon card, unless it's money laundering. Come on, wake the fuck up. This is obvious as shit.
Because of situations like this, regulators have stepped in. Reports say the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, which oversees financial markets in the United States, has looked into operations tied to Liquid Marketplace. On top of that, the Ontario Securities Commission has also taken action. In a June 19 application for an enforcement proceeding, the OSC alleged that Toronto-based Liquid Marketplace, co-founded by Logan Paul, operated as a multi-layered fraud involving the digital sale of fractional ownership in trading cards and collectibles. These are allegations made by regulators, not final court rulings, but they definitely add weight to the controversy. When government agencies start investigating and filing enforcement actions, it turns an online debate into something much more serious. With results recorded and delivered to you, I'll be honest, I don't really get the appeal. If you want to open Pokémon packs, why not just rip them yourself and enjoy the moment? Paying someone else to do it feels strange unless there's another angle behind it. From the outside, this whole Pikachu card bidding war looks like one giant promo run. You've got Ken Golden's auction platform getting massive attention, Logan rolling out his new Rip It platform, and now even the buyer stepping into the spotlight. It all feels perfectly timed, almost like the sale wasn't just about the card, but about launching brands and driving traffic everywhere. The winner of the $16.5 million Pikachu Illustrator was AJ Scaramucci, son of Anthony Scaramucci, and he says he's launching a site called treasuretrove.com to document collecting the world's treasures. He claims it's just for showcasing the journey, but let's be real. Building a full website around high-end collectibles usually leads somewhere. People don't invest millions and create platforms just for fun. There's almost always a long-term business play in motion. That's why some critics are warning viewers to stay sharp. Whenever big money, hype, and new platforms all collide at the same time, it's smart to ask questions. We still have to see what happens with Liquid Marketplace, how regulators handle ongoing investigations, and whether any legal consequences come from those situations. The same goes for concerns people have raised about other platforms tied to Logan's name. And Rip It? I still don't understand the logic. Why would I pay someone else to open my Pokémon cards when I could just do it myself and keep full control? So what do you think? Was this Pikachu sale legit, or was the price pushed by hype? And do you believe Rip It is a solid platform or just another risky move? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, share this video around, and subscribe so you don't miss what happens next.